What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Iron Digital. I'm your boy D Wills here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the EIP 1559. So without further ado, let's get into this. Now, the EIP 1559 is the Ethereum Improvement Proposal 1559. It should be coming up by sometime late next month. I don't know, late in July it'll be coming out. And basically with this EIP 1559, it's going to propose to automatically calculate the fees to like this new minimum base fee instead of it being bid up in like this auction style by the users to get their transaction to get their transactions verified by the miners. Okay, and so what this is going to do is this is going to help make ETH deflationary. And it's also going to be able to reduce the transaction times and remove the fee market uncertainty. Now, as you guys have seen, you know, the Ethereum fees can go up like crazy. I mean, just imagine when ETH was back like around $4,000, the fees were just crazy. The average person just cannot handle paying those type of fees on a daily basis to be able to use this. So we know that that is a huge issue with Ethereum. And you know what? The EIP 1559 doesn't necessarily solve the fees for the most part. It just helps to make ETH more deflationary and kind of giving it that store of value type of narrative and being able to increase the value of ETH. Right? So currently the way the process works is the miners they validate the transaction, and currently there's like I said before, an auction style process to getting your transaction validated by the miners. So whoever can pay more money or ether for the transactions to the miners can jump ahead of the line basically to get their transactions verified. So I'll try to put out a little analogy. Now, this doesn't apply to it perfectly, but it's about 90% accurate. So let's say, right, you go to Foot Locker and the new J's coming out, right? Let's say, you know, the taxis, the 12s is coming out, and there's like 100 people ahead of you. You're number 101. You know, everybody know what J's. They only it's like 75%. It's only 75 Jordans in stock. It's 101 of y'all. You're last in line. There's a security guard at the door making sure nobody goes ahead, and you're like, all right, I got to find some way to kind of get ahead of the line so I can have a better chance of getting Jordan. So what you do is you decide to pay the security guard $200 to help so that you can skip the line. Everybody else sees what you're doing. So now everybody else is offering the security guard money to help skip the line. And so essentially everybody is bidding up spots for the line. And so you can see that this is kind of similar to Ethereum's problem. You know, in that scenario, in order to have the best chances of getting the Jordans, you got to keep on trying to bid that price up so that you can get in a higher spot in the line. Now, what EIP 1559 is trying to do with this particular, I'll try to explain it with this particular scenario. So instead of there being like a security guard there to accept fees and auction it off the top spots and like the highest bidder, right? The guard is going to be replaced with a machine that will automatically take the lowest bidder and move them ahead. So in this scenario, that just basically means the people who come there first, right, who arrived the line first, will have the best chances of getting the sneaks, right? It's first come, first serve basis. It's not like you have to pay any money at this point. You know what I mean? You can't pay any money to incentivize anybody, so you just got to make sure that you're there early enough. It doesn't fit it perfectly, but just kind of paints a picture in terms of what EIP 1559 is trying to do. Now, you know, the base fee can still increase. So again, it's not a situation where, you know, it's just going to be the lowest fee possible. It's just that there's a minimum base fee that will not have the ability to be auctioned up. And so if the block is full, then the base fee is going to increase. So just to put that out there. Now, to add to this, that the base fee will have to be paid to get the transaction verified. The base fee that will be paid to get the transaction verified will be burned once it's paid. So that's what's going to make, or what is basically proposing to make ETH more deflationary. And so these fees being burned will affect the current supply of Ethereum. So it's about $5 million in transaction fees that are paid every single day. And so I believe there's about 4% annual issuance rate for Ethereum. So you can see that as the transaction fees continue to increase and the issuance rate is where it is, they're eventually going to it's going to get to a place to where ETH is going to start to become deflationary. You know, the roles that the miners play in this, of course, the miners do not like this because it affects their profit potential. So yeah, the miners are not in favor of something like this. You already have ETH moving from proof of work to proof of stake, which affects them. But now you have this EIP 1559 to where they can no longer make money from the auction style bidding for transactions to be verified on the network. So you might start to see more people go from Ethereum to classic ETH, which still uses proof of work. And in that case, I guess we'll see what happens. But no, the miners are not in favor of this. And just to make another thing clear, EIP 1559, once again, it does not solve the gas problems that are happening on the Ethereum network, though that is primarily caused from congestion of the network, which we have layer 2s to help with that congestion. So if L1 is too congested, you go to L2. So you operate on like a Polygon, loop ring, any of those things to get transactions where you're paying like less than a fraction of a penny. And that would be the way to do that. Now, they did this test net for the EIP 1559 on Ropsten, and so far they have burned 88,571 ETH on the test net. So that's how much ETH has been burned on the test net thus far. And I believe the test net has only been up since, I believe, only a couple of days. It hasn't been up that long. So the fact that it's burned 88,571 ETH in such a short period of time lets you know the power and the potential of EIP 1559 and what it's going to do to the Ethereum protocol. I'm definitely excited. Look for Ethereum to climb in price pretty drastically. It may not happen all of a sudden, but it will happen probably later on down the road. So look out for it. This is definitely a W for Ethereum. And, yeah, hopefully this video helps you. Hopefully you got something good out of it. If you enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe to the channel, take a look at some of the other content, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take it easy. Peace.